Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with Off the Board with Pineapple Papers. It's a monthly series where we take a favorite pin of ours from Pinterest and we try to be inspired by it. Not necessarily duplicate it or replicate it or copy it or any of those things, but be inspired by it. I absolutely love this page. It's designed by Steph for GoGo ShopAway, the GoGo Getaway folks at gogoshopaway.co.uk. And she's got paper scraps cut into columns, and they start with one long one and then they gradually step down, but they go a little bit farther on this side than they do on this side. And I'm determined the placement of mine by the size of my title. And my title was originally white chipboard, and it came with the Vicki Boutin mixed media kit. And I sprayed it with these are Distress Spritz by Tim Holtz. This is picked raspberry up at the top. I did that one first, and then I went back and did wilted violet down at the bottom, because that kind of looks like the stripes that Katie did in my hair last Friday. And for those of you who know that I first experienced my COVID symptoms on Friday, when I got home from the salon, you'll know that I have been isolated, and so not a single human being has seen my hair since Katie did it. Thankfully, she took some photos outside in the sunshine that was on that afternoon. So I have these. This is what it looks like normally, and who knows what it's going to look like when it curls back up when I wash it and don't spend an hour and a half blow drying it like Katie did and flat ironing it. But she calls it peekaboo color. She also calls it, on her salon's Instagram page, she called it mermaid hair. And when she puts her fingers through it right there, you can see the peekaboo color. Some of this is the faded. It started out when the purple, there was a bluish purple that she had last time, and when that purple, and you can see it right here, it's in there. When that purple fades in the chlorinated water that I do my physical therapy in, it turns blue. So she just decided to go with it and added this darker version of blue to the lighter blue. And it's just really fun letting her play with my hair. It's you know, when I was working in my corporate job, it might not have been something that I would have done, but who knows? I think at this age, I was going to do that no matter where I was or what I was, who I was working for. So I'm going to put this aside. There are some flowers in here. There are a lot of small embellishments. There's some ink drippings. There's a frame. It's a white pattern paper put on top of a striped pattern paper. I'm going to make my frame with washi tape. So I'll put this aside and then we'll bring it back up at the end and see how well we did. First thing I'm going to do is, I have already placed these because I knew you didn't want to watch me glue all that stuff. I'm going to kind of turn the edges on these strips so that there's a little more depth and texture. And it really gets kind of cool when you come down here to the end. I made myself a little guide right here saying, you know, I need one strip at 8 inches by 2 inches, 2 strips at 6 by an inch and a half, and I completely changed that as I went along. So I thought I was going to be like organized and in a way that I could actually, you know, help you plan for yours, and it didn't work. I didn't. That didn't happen. So I'm going to go ahead and, well, actually, what I'm going to do now is the stenciling. If you look at this, it kind of gathers up underneath the and kind of all around. I'm going to use two stencils. I've got this one by Tim Holtz. It's probably my most used stencil in my collection ever. It's called Speckles, and I think every scrapbooker in the universe has one of these. I'm going to kind of stick it kind of up in there, and I'm going to take the green and kind of do some around, not doing a lot of green all in one area, but I'm doing seedless preserves for the purple. I'm doing some small and some large, and I'm pressing down. The reason I use these applicators is that I can really press down and get a good concentrated color. And I'm going to do orange. This actually is going to end up looking like Halloween colors. I don't know that I necessarily wanted that, but as I see the colors here, but it's kind of festive and cute. So I'm going to go over here, and the same areas that I did orange before, I'm going to do orange now so that I don't create mud. And green, I didn't really do any green up in here. I did quite a lot down here. Okay, and then let's see, purple is my next color. And I'll do some up at the top. It really looks like it doesn't look Halloweenish. It really looks festive and like party time. So kind of like my hair. And I'm going to go here with those, and I can add some other small bits around. This is going to take a minute to do again. Do a fair amount of purple there. And let me do the purple over here again. Since I have that out, this may be a little tiny bit faster. Okay, and now I'm going to go to green, and I'll do it where it is here. And then I'll move it over to here. And now I'll do the orange, and then we'll be done with the stenciling. Well, with that stencil. I have another stencil that I want to add some larger speckles, if you will. Okay, whoops, I'm moving things, I'm knocking things off the table by moving my page around. Okay, and here, go back to orange, and I'm going to move some over here, and I'll add some here. Okay, so I've got my speckles. Now, do I want this on here? I'm thinking not. I think I'll skip this one. Okay, now, next order of business will be to actually, I'm going to go ahead and do the frame with the washi tape. One of the requirements in the summer challenge is to use stitching, and this is, it looks like black washi tape that is stitched on with white thread. And I got this from 49 and Market. Oops, that tore off. Here I'm going to do the frame over that piece of paper. So it'll look like it's stitched on. And I'll do that on the other side as well. And then the rest of it's going to be fun. Now, most of those scraps are leftovers from the Fernwood 6x8 album class, album and layouts class. It was what was left over. And I've kept all those, it was all scraps. I kept it all in a plastic bag, and I figured it was time to use it. And it also included a few fussy cut florals that I didn't use in the class and some fussy cut circles. So I'm going to try to use as much of that class material as I can. And now do I want to put the title on? I need to kind of see where it's going to go and see how I can place the photos. Okay, if I put the title there and I want it to go over the papers, then the photos, this is the photo that the O could overlap and it wouldn't hide much of the hair. And then there's this one that could go kind of like that. And then I can do florals like maybe right here and right here. I'm thinking that works. So let me first get this put down, and I'm going to do it very I'm just going to slap some liquid glue on underneath where I already have it, because I'm afraid I'll never come up with that placement again. And I'm going to do this one the same way. It just hurts my heart to cover up with those butterflies. I said that nearly all of it was from Fernwood. The purple, which was stored in the same scrap bag, is not from Fernwood at all. It's from Color Study. And I'm not sure why it was there, but it kind of tells my story perfectly in that does that work? I'm going to press that down and try to anchor it everywhere that I had the glue. My blouse that I have on is in Fernwood colors, and my hair is in Color Study colors. So I've kind of blended both here. Now, many of you know that my hair stylist is my granddaughter Katie. otherwise known as KatieBug, and I use ladybugs on pages that have something to do with her. And so I was going to try to use this big one, but I don't think that's going to work. So I will go for a small one. Every time I've tried to use one of those big ones, I decide against it. One of these days I'll find just the perfect page to put it on. And I'm just going to stick this smaller one, on the flower. And I'm going to put the flower just kind of loosely. I'm using wet adhesive in the areas that will touch the photo and what will touch that paper that's underneath, and it'll lift the paper up because that paper's got some dimension there. And I have I have this extra flower that I was going to tuck kind of behind that paper maybe. Okay, that works. And this one, I may actually put some foam adhesive behind it because I want it to make contact and to stand up. Now, you may wonder what that is, and I'll explain that in a minute. One of the recipe ingredients or the rules or the requirements or the points grabbers or whatever you want to call them in the summer challenge this week is metal. So I'm going to put that under there because that will not only anchor the floral, it'll also anchor the photos. And I'm going to go like this under there. And that's on there. It's kind of nice and standing up. And I wanted to put this kind of right there on that floral, and I'm going to put a little adhesive just to make sure. And that, I rarely use red on pages, but so that always gives me a different look. I'm going to, now that I've put the florals in there, I'm going to add in some circles or half circles, if you will. I like this one, the teal side of it. I'm going to kind of have it peeking out there, and I may set a small embellishment on it. I like this newsprint side of this one. I like the green side too, and I'm going to use it. But right now, the newsprint side is what's interesting me. I'm going to put it this way. I ought to be putting these on foam. So let me get some foam adhesive here. I wonder if I could just use a piece of this. This may be a little easier to peel than some of my other adhesives. This will kind of keep it up. There we go. That, I like that much better. And I probably want to do that here, but I've sort of curled that up, and that's fine. I'm going to pull some more. This is another kind of mixed media looking one. Let me use the green though. I'll put some foam behind it. I really like the speckles, guys. It's, this is fun. And again, I apologize for my voice. I think I'm recovering. I can safely say I'm recovering from COVID. I have word from my doctor today that based on my description of the symptoms, I don't need Paxlovid. And so he said that my current regimen of Tylenol and Mucinex is pretty much what he would recommend. And 5 days total of isolation, and then wear a mask for 5 days is the advice. So 5 days, and that's 5 days starting from when I got sick, which from when I started isolating, which is for me was Saturday. I'm adding, this is a little kind of washi tape transfer. I just thought I would do that in opposite corners. No particular reason for that, and it has nothing to do with the layout I'm lifting. It's just a little extra touch that I thought might be fun to do, and it's a lot harder than it needs to be because I'm not thinking about what I'm doing here. Okay, there. Because I don't want the white washi tape to overlap the black washi tape because then it'll look kind of grayed and muddied. And I'm going to add this little guy in here somewhere just because I cut him off of a tag, and I was going to use the tag on this page, but I decided I didn't like how I couldn't see a good place to put a tag. Let me put it that way. Okay, let me get that out of the way. And I don't know that I'm going to use any more of these circles, but I am going to use these butterflies. There is a green one here, which I'm going to have, let me put it right here and fold those wings up. And there's a blue one. I'm going to put the blue one right here. And I'm going to put adhesive on the body, and I will curl the wings up. If I leave it there to dry, eventually the wings would curl anyway because of the wet adhesive. Okay, so that goes there. These get saved for another day. And now let's pull out my Bramble Fox goodies and see what we're going to do there. Well, actually, next thing, let's see what we're going to do with this. I like that little metal safety pin-ishness kind of hooks onto there, but I want the twine to go behind the flower and kind of swirl out on that side, and then on this side maybe meander its way up to the other flower, kind of going something like this. And I will, off camera, I'm going to try to glue that down into a nice curve. And I'm okay if it obscures part of this photo because it doesn't really cover the main thing that's going on there. Now, I have one of the requirements for the summer challenge is to use, this week, is to use a hexagon. And so I have some Bramble Fox hexagons that I'm going to use as some of the small embellishments. I'll use hearts and flowers and stuff too, but the hexagons will be important because they're one of the requirements. I'm going to put that blue one there, and I'm going to get a larger yellow one and put it up at the top. That's easier said than done. I should have selected them and peeled them, and I always say that, and especially after I haven't done it, but it doesn't. Okay, I want the flat side up. I have to put all the hexagons on the same way. Don't have to, but choosing to. Okay, and this one's just one more that needs peeling, and I'm going to put it right here next to my little gnome. Okay, now hearts. Actually, let me do. I tell you what, I'm getting where kind of like I was this morning. I'm feeling a desperate need to sneeze. So I'm going to cut the video short and tell you that I'm going to be adding hearts and stars, and there's some plus signs in here somewhere. Anyway, more Bramble Fox goodies off camera. But basically, that's my page, and you've seen most of it. My favorite thing is that stenciling. Let's see. Hexagon, I'm going to check the list. Hexagon, the color blue, metal, a stencil, and stitching. So I think I've got it all here, and let's pull the original. Doesn't look anything like it, but you can kind of see how it is influenced by it. So I thank you for watching. Bye.